Who wants to take bets on if this is actually gonna work or not? Is it the most elegant of solutions? Absolutely not. Do I think it will work? Maybe. It's 60 square feet. How do I lose things in here? Oh my God. Honestly, this looks like a derelict structure at this point. Hey guys. Okay. Hi, hello. My name is Jen. This is my 2020 Ram Promaster 136-inch wheelbase van Walter. High roof. Did I say that? I don't know. Anyways, hi, this is my van Walter, and I am Jen, and we are in the middle of my van build. So today, as you can see, there's wires all over. I just finished all of the pre-wiring for my system. So today I'm hoping to get rolling on the ceiling. I just bought a sheet of 1/2-inch ply, and I've cut these strips that are going to sit and act as the ribs and the support for all of the wall structure and ceiling structure that I'm building. So these will connect to the ceiling strut like this, and then I will attach the tongue and groove ceiling onto it. I am using a Rivnut tool and some Rivnuts. You can kind of see in this, in the back side there is the threaded part of this. This bottom part here, you can see it's got these little bumps in it, and that's what's going to allow it to spread out. So when you put it into one of these holes, once it's in there, you pull it back out, and this part flattens to securely hold the bolt in there. And this is going to be a lot more secure than just metal that is threaded through this single sheet, like the thin sheet of metal, where it's just grabbing with the threads on that part. In here, it's got rows of threads to be a little bit more secure. So to get these on there, I have my Rivnut tool. So the way this works is you have it open, you thread your Rivnut onto the mandrel, you find the hole. Okay, excuse you. Okay, that's unhelpful. Anyways, got the Rivnut on the mandrel on your tool. You find the hole that you're trying to do this with, you pop it in all the way, you squeeze this together, and then you simply twist the mandrel out of the threaded tool. So now you can see that this is embedded up here. So you can see that that is flush in there really nicely. So I can screw into this and have the advantage of the strength of all of those threads in this tool. Just ignore the fact that the van is trying to garrote me. Unimportant. So, after yet another trip to Lowe's this time because I had a gift card, I have all the appropriate screws in the right sizes, in the right lengths to go through these boards I'm putting up here. So, I got one board up there as kind of a test. You can see he's secure up there. So, this one over here, I've just fit the screws in to where I'd put the Rivnuts. And now what I'm gonna do is color each of these screws a little bit with a Sharpie. And now what I'll do is get this guy situated up here, as centered as I can. And then I'm just gonna push so that I transfer that marker onto the board. So you can see I've got marks now. I've got the marks where I need to screw. guys, so it is the next day and I am back. I am actually putting a slight pause on getting the rest of the rib furring, whatever you want to call these, in, because I need to do some work getting a frame around the fan, for one, and then establishing a spot where the ceiling can connect to the back here. So like I can't just have it come across and then be kind of hanging in the middle of nowhere. So I just went to Lumberjack to get some 2x2s. I think these are gonna be just about perfect to kind of level out between the strips I've put up here and the rest of the ceiling. Wow, I can't speak today. Anyways, I'm building a frame for the fan and then sticking some wood across the front and the back so that the ceiling can attach to it. That's what's going on. Okay, so weirdly, this isn't stuck up here with anything yet. It's just wedged in between the bolts and the Thinsulate, and it's actually holding, which is a little confusing. What have I done with the other one? Oh God. What have I done with it? It's 60 square feet. How do I lose things in here? Oh my God. Oh my God. It was sitting on top of other wood. Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit more difficult. I've got a bunch of different thickness of woods, and I found these in our garage that should be pretty close to the thickness I need to kind of hold this up here. Because I only have 2, I'm going to use another piece of wood to hopefully get like both, if that makes sense, to be supported. Maybe I can do both corners. I guess we'll see how this goes. But I've got a bunch of different thicknesses. I've got these guys here. And that liquid nail stuff is pretty aggressive. So I think, never mind. I'm not going to say anything about how this might go. We'll see how this goes. I wasn't even recording. Fantastic. Basically what I've done, oh God, I don't even know if I recorded yet. Anyways, I've shimmed this up right here. You can see I've got a little thin piece on top of a heavier piece so that this is supporting this while it cures. I'm gonna do a similar thing on this side. I just created like did my best to recreate that so I could do the same thing with this guy. So that's what I'm about to do, and then I'll just have to figure out something for the little cross pieces. I guess we'll see. I also managed to use the wrong piece on the driver's side. I labeled this one driver and put it, well, yeah, it's just what we're doing now, I guess. Okay, wow. What is happening? I've been a little bit stuck because I don't have any more tall pieces of wood basically to support like this. And my initial plan of using it on the corners I don't think is gonna work. So what I am gonna do is I just brought this piece in, and that will span, wow. Damn, I almost cut that perfectly. I need to trim it a little bit. That'll span across the two pieces, and then I can use, this is actually one of my wall boards, or my ribs, but I can use this to support for the time being, and I can just skip that rib and do the rest, and then just do that guy tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out the best way to do this. So really all you missed was me standing here and looking, thinking for a while. But I think that's the plan. Yes, that's the plan. As I compare this project to Tetris like a lot, but this is by far the most precarious thing I've done yet. Jesus. Okay. So conceivably, all I need to do is once I get this last one up here, I'm going to knock that out, this extra board here out, put this across, and then slide that guy over to support both. Who wants to take bets on if this is actually going to work or not? Guys, this is the most precarious thing in the history of this van. Oh my God. So just to give you an idea, this is what's happening down here. Coming up to this monstrosity up here. So, is it the most elegant of solutions? Absolutely not. Do I think it will work? Maybe. That's all I got. Maybe. No, I'm kidding. The liquid nails is pretty serious stuff. For what I'm expecting of this structure up here, I think it will be fine. Really all it's there for, it's not even to support the wood. It's all wood. It's not even to support the ceiling planks, you guys. It's just to support that, the frame that goes up in. I'm not explaining that well. I should probably just wait until I'm putting it in there and then you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. But I promise I have a point. I'm a little hesitant to do any further work right here because I don't want to fuck with this. But I do have these wall struts I can put in back there, and I can look at cutting some of the ones for around the window over there. I think is probably the plan. I also have all of the tongue and groove that I could stain, do a second coat of stain on for the ceiling. Or it's snowy and disgusting outside, I could go in and read a book. That sounds nice too. We're up front, cool, ignore this mess. And then when I turn around and try to go anywhere, like, okay, around here, looking out for these guys. We've got the jungle of wires. It's quite the, honestly, this looks like a derelict structure at this point. Okay, so this is the video that I never thought I'd have to make, or I didn't think this was something I'd have to make, but the ceiling framing took a lot more time energy and years off my life than I expected. It was a surprisingly annoying process to figure that all out. And I haven't really heard many people talk about it, so I wanted to make a video about it so that you are just aware. I'm sure that I made it more complicated than it needed to be in some regards, but especially for the Promaster, there's just not a simple option for what you do at either end of the van. So I really wanted to give you guys a thorough picture of the work that goes in, the problem solving, and the annoyances. This was a weirdly complicated process. I'm sure I made it more complicated than it needed to be, just because I was problem solving in the moment and not really like stepping back to think logically. But for my purposes, this worked really well. I didn't really feel like dealing with the details of how to build the exact box to use the Craig jig to stick it up there, which is what I initially thought about. But that seemed like a whole other bag of worms. So I went with the just cut and stick, which thus far has not fallen down upon me. So I think it's going okay. So yeah, I'm not gonna do a full cost breakdown on this. I literally used like 1/8 of a piece of plywood for the ribs. I bought 2 2x2s, 12-foot lengths that I didn't even use close to most of to do that framework that you saw. And then I used 2 tubes of liquid nails. And that was pretty much it. And as it's shaping up, the ceiling video itself is going to be, as all things are with the van, much more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I kind of, as I was filming, didn't realize how many steps there were to that process. So the ceiling video is going to be a little bit longer than usual, I think. But it will have a very detailed account of how I measured, how I figured out which boards went where, how I wired in the puck lights, all of it. And that will be next time. So for the ceiling framing video, that is all. Thank you guys so much for joining in, following along. As always, if you could hit like and subscribe, leave a comment if you've got any questions, and I will see you next time. Thanks.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go.